do now is I'm going to switch to my actual environment. This is my Google Drive. It might look very similar to one that you would use, except there are some very important differences here. You might notice that I have a few files here. I have some Office files, some Google files. I also have this file. It's a very big file. In fact, if you look on the right, it is 5 terabytes big. Now, most companies don't even know what to do with a file that big, right? But we are future-proofed because we're using Drive for Work. And as files grow, we don't have to worry. We can meet the needs as we go. But we honestly created this file just to show you how big a file could be inside of Drive. Let's use a more practical example. Above it, you'll notice I'm working with a pretty big video. This is actually a 4K full-length movie. If you look on the right side, it's 260 gigs large. And I need to share this externally with my partners and have them review it. I also need to share it with all of you because I want you to review it as well and get your feedback on what you think about this video. So this is fortunately very easy to do with Drive, but think about how you might do something like this today without Drive. Many companies, when they have videos this big, are literally putting them onto hard drives and shipping them to the people that need it. Or they might be uploading them to an FTP server, which can be difficult to work with. This is the worst of all, they might even be uploading this to a consumer service where now it's no longer in the control of IT or in your environment at all, and now it's on the consumer web where it could be exploited. So Drive makes this very easy. It's all secured in Drive, and I simply have to hit the share button. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to share this with all of you. So if you've got your devices ready, I've created a group, and I put all of your emails into this group that I called HOA Viewers APAC. I'll give you the rights to view it, and I'll also spare you the actual email notification since you'll be in Drive. That's all I have to do. And now I've just sent this off to, skip the invitation, and off that goes. That's gone up to around the 200 people that registered for this Hangout on Air. Now I'll switch to my mobile device, and you do the same. And on your mobile device, go to Open Drive and go to your Shared with Me folder, right? So here I am on my tablet. This is my Nexus 7. You can use any device you want with Drive installed. Go to your Shared with Me right there. And you'll see, just like mine, that the pretty big video will appear in your Shared with Me folder. Right? So you're seeing that there. Now, you can do a lot with this. If you click the information icon, go ahead and tap that on your device, and you'll see all of the metadata about this big video file. Right? So all of that comes with the video. You can see the size of the video. It is indeed 260 gigs. And because I have the rights, I can see who has access to it. And when you scroll down, you will even see all of the activity along that file. So all of the activity for all files in Drive is stored, and it's centrally stored so that your IT can access it if they need to. And of course, this wouldn't be any good if we couldn't play it. So go ahead and tap out of that information pane and just go ahead and tap the video. And if you haven't yet, it'll stream down from Google Drive and it'll play right on your mobile device. And there it is, a 260 gig video streaming to your mobile device in seconds. It applies to my account, right? So you don't have to worry about, I'll just pause that. You don't have to worry about the quota size because I'm on Drive for Work, I have unlimited storage, and I can share this with anyone. The quota only applies to me. So that's really great. But now, I've shared this to you, so if you're watching it, enjoy it while you can, because I'm actually going to take sharing away from you now. Because I only want you to watch it for a little while, and I don't want to get in too much trouble for doing this. So what I'm simply going to do is go back into the settings, and where it shows I've shared it to this HOA Viewers group, I'll simply remove access right from my mobile device here. And now that I've done that, if you're watching it, it'll still work. But when you go back to the Shared with Me folder, you'll notice the video is gone, and you no longer have access. So I always have control of that. So that's wonderful, but now I'd like to know a little bit more. So as a content strategist, I'm moving back to my laptop in Google Drive, and as a content strategist, I need to know, I'd like to know more about what you thought about this video. I'd like to get a survey out there, and I'd like to poll my audience to see about this video. So I've started a simple Google Doc, and just to brainstorm some of the questions I want to ask. So I've got a couple here, but I need some help, and I want to collaborate with my thought leaders. So to do that, I've started this doc, and I just want to bring some collaborators in to work with me on it. So I'll bring in my colleague Nam, who's always got great ideas, and I'll also bring in Reshma, who's my partner here. And I'll simply ask them to help me out. And they'll get invited into this document with me. So there are some other people I also need to collaborate with on this as well. I need to collaborate on this with all of you. So I am going to now add you, all of the viewers online here, all of my friends out there. I'm going to add the HOA Viewers APAC, but I'm only going to give you rights to view it, right? I want you to watch this happening in real time on your devices, but I want you to monitor. So I'll spare you the email, and I'll simply send that off. And now, and I'll also, yeah, there we go. So I'll send that off, and I'll also add myself so that I can come back in here. So now go ahead and go back to your Shared With Me folder on your device, and you'll notice that a new file is there called Questions to Ask About Our Movie. So I'll follow you there as well. I've just shared this out to everyone. When I refresh my Shared With Me by simply swiping down on the Shared With Me view, which you should be able to do on your device, you'll now notice a new document there. Go ahead and tap that document that says Questions to Ask About Our Movie. And now we'll all be in that document together. So I can see there are about 5 people that are there. There are a few folks. That's great. And I've got some good questions here. I want to know, were you able to view the video? Let's see. I want to know which marketing persona you identified with. There's also a third one I want to put in, and I'll simply speak that in. What did you use to watch the video? Question mark. That's pretty good. So that's another question I want, but maybe my friends here can help me make this a bit better. And so right there I can see Reshma said it's better for me to add the word device, and Nam's helping me improve my grammar a little bit, which is great. And without me doing anything, I'm talking to you, but my colleagues are in there putting in the right choices and the right types of devices that I might ask you. So as you can see, when you're working collaboratively with a team, it's much easier. So this is great. I think this is a good example, and this is awesome, and I can see even more people jumping into this document to take a look. And as you can see in real time, that's there. So this is awesome. Now I know what questions I want to ask of all of you about the video that you just watched. But how do I actually get these questions to you in a way that would make sense, in a way that we can track and report? Well, we have a much better way to do that. So if you look back on my screen, I've returned back to my Google Drive, and I'm going to create a form. Now, if you've never used forms before, they're a very, very powerful way to do surveys, right? And what I can do now is, I'm a content strategist. Maybe this is not in my realm. This is something Shiro would handle. So I've asked Shiro, I've sent these questions over to Shiro, and I've asked him to take care of it. Now, Shiro, as a marketing operations person, he runs surveys and email campaigns all the time. So all he has to do is, he's already started putting these questions in. He'll simply add that third question, which was, what device did you use to watch the movie? And we'll put in some of those options. So we know many of you probably have Android tablets, or perhaps you have Android smartphones. And of course, we know people out there many people have iPhones and iPads, of course. Scroll that a bit. And maybe you're not using a mobile device at all. Perhaps you're on a desktop or laptop, right? But maybe there's something we haven't even thought of. So let's open that up and add other as an option. And that's done. So I've got my form ready. Now I want all of you to get it. So to get it, since you're already in Drive, I simply have to send that to you in Drive as well. So I'll simply return to Drive. Here is the actual survey in Drive. And I'll get that to all of you now. So I'll send that to everyone, HOA viewers, one more time. And I'll simply spare you the email since you'll be in Drive. And off that goes to all 200 of you that registered. Now I'm going back to my mobile device. Please, everyone, go back to your mobile device. I'll follow you there. And then simply, if you're still in the dock on your mobile device, just hit the back button if you're using Android. And that'll bring you back to your Shared With Me folder. Swipe down to refresh the Shared With Me page, and you will now see the movie survey in your Shared With Me folder. When you see that, just tap it, and you'll also be able to fill out the form. Now, it may ask you to which browser you want to open when you click that, if you haven't done, if this is the first time going through this. So if it asks you which browser, just pick. It doesn't matter. Anyone will do. And now you can see the form that Shiro, our marketing operations strategist, just created. Go ahead and fill out that form. And this is where it gets really interesting. So as you're filling out this form, I can see in real time all of that data coming in. So go ahead and fill out that form. And now I've got my form up. I've got the results that are up. All of the data from the form is going to land into this Google spreadsheet. It's a normal spreadsheet, but every spreadsheet has the ability to create forms like this. And so as people are filling out that form, this data will be completing. And I can see right now I've got some charts. Okay, here comes another one. And I've got some charts that I've added to this form. And in real time, as the data is coming in, these charts and these forms are changing. So this is great. So it looks like so far we have a few entries and we have some more coming in. We've got about 60% of you identified, almost like 66% of you identified with the content strategist role. And fortunately, about 87.5%, almost 90% of you were able to see the video, which is great. So I'm really happy about that. Okay, so this is great. And now I've got this data coming in real time that I can put in. But you know, there's more that I can do. As a part of Shiro's job is to manage the web content. And I don't think this is very easy for someone like a regular marketing person to understand. I want to make this very clean and very beautiful. So to do that, I'm simply going to use a Google site. So I've switched over to my Google site. This is Google's web collaboration platform built right in as part of Drive for Work. And it's a beautiful template. And here's the real power of using Google Sites, is that I have access to the rest of the platform in Google for Work. So when I go into edit mode, I'm going to scroll down, and right here, I want to insert that chart that we just made. Remember the chart from the last spreadsheet? I'm just going to ask to put in a chart. I want to take it from this movie survey spreadsheet, and it says, great, which chart do you want to put in? Well, I want to put in that one, and maybe I'll make this a little bit shorter and take out the border and the title, and just insert that right into my site. And I could put in the other chart as well, but in the interest of time, there's that chart. Now, the beautiful thing about this chart is now it's on this site, and it updates in real time. So as the data changes in my sheet, as people continue to enter information, this data is going to update right on the site. And now I can simply take this link to the site, I can send it to Matt, my content strategist, and the rest of the team, and I can say, here are the results of the video that you sent, and here's what people think about it.